Alright, on to the Minix MX. Real quick review, what I've seen with my week with the Minix. And this is what I'm using for controlling it, the Transmart Air Mouse plus keyboard. So let me go back to the home menu. This is the standard sort of launcher menu that Beelink and several other manufacturers actually have, and it's okay. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd rather have a vanilla launcher, which again, you can install the Google Now launcher from the Play Store and you'll be fine. You know, it works. It's not bad. What I can say here is this player definitely has a potential. It's a brand new hardware. The Amlogic S905 just came out. Obviously, it has a lot of things to be ironed, a lot of bugs to be squashed. So there will be a lot more future ROMs coming in for this device. One thing to note is once I turn it on, almost immediately I got a notification for a new firmware. So it came right away, and as you can see, hopefully the camera can focus, so you can see it runs Android 5.1.1, and the actual build is 103L1. So 103L1 is the latest build that came right away, and I mean, so far so good. With this build, they ironed a few bugs. One thing they really went on forward is Kodi, and now it came with the Kodi 16 beta 1, I think. Let me go real quick to the settings here and look at system info. You guys are gonna see, yeah, beta 3. I think you can uninstall that and install the latest nightly build. I'm gonna wait a little bit and get the final 16 and see how that's gonna perform, because so far with these betas there's a lot of bugs. One of the biggest problem is the sound, but this is all the S905 devices are prone to that. There is no hardware acceleration for the HD sound. This is probably one of the biggest downfalls for this generation. I think they might gonna have another one later that's gonna be S905H, which is gonna have the hardware acceleration for the sound. But for now, it's missing the DTS and Dolby support over the PCM output. Of course, there is no DRM installed, especially the wideband level 3 that requires even SD playback for some apps like Netflix, Hulu, and so on and so forth. So those of you that are relying or thinking to rely on that device to watch some streaming services, you better look at somewhere else. Personally, I don't plan to watch any of those. I have perfect apps already coming with my TV or other devices like the Fire TV stick or the normal Fire TV, so I'm okay with that. For me, the biggest selling point was Kodi and the option to play 4K content at 60 frames per second due to the HDMI 2.0 that this device has. Also the gigabit LAN, because everything in its I have in my house, all the files I have in my home server, that are all network streamed internally. So having this gigabit LAN is definitely a huge plus for me. And what else I can say? Kodi, like I said, for now it's very unusable. There's some stutters and some lags on some video formats. I think they need to be doing a little bit more work on that. I'm sure that very soon we're going to have much better build. Maybe the final version of 16 will include the S905 and do all the hardware acceleration and everything else for the videos. The sound, I'm not sure how can it be fixed with a ROM. Maybe it's not going to happen, but at least it'll be nice for Kodi to pass through it softwarely I guess, you know, we'll see how that's going to happen in the future. The CEC, which is the control from your TV remote, kind of doesn't work at the moment. Again, I'm sure that's going to be addressed in the future, hopefully. And again, you know, it's very new platform. It's very new hardware, so hopefully it's just the beginning of those. But those like me, they're early adopters. You guys are going to be facing workarounds and tinkering with all the software and all that stuff. For now, can I recommend that device? Probably not. You'll be better off getting the older one, the X2, where everything is pretty much ironed out and it works perfectly well with the Kodi version they have installed there, the 14.2. But here, as you can see, some of the summary. We have 365 megabytes available. For some reason, the screen resolution is reported incorrectly here, 1280 by 720, 50 Hertz, where I'm 100% sure that it's 1080p on my monitor. That's one of the things. It's you know, it's still not showing correctly. What else? The storage, network, obviously video. You can see Mali 450. That's the pentacore Mali. Temperature, I don't think it's displayed correctly. It shows the Amlogic processor, but it doesn't show the name of it, obviously. Luckily, this processor is 64-bit, so I'm hoping in the future there will be a lot more applications that support that, and it'll be a lot better for everybody that's planning to get one of those devices, because the prices are definitely really cheap. $40, 40, you know, up to 45. That's pretty great for the hardware you're getting. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a work in progress. Am I happy with my purchase? Sure. You know, $40, it's not a huge deal, and I think this hardware has a potential, and hopefully, you know, very soon we're gonna have more ROMs. We're gonna have a lot of those things addressed. What else I can show you? Let me see the speed test. What the speed test is gonna show on my gigabit connection. Hopefully we'll be able to see some good speeds. The wireless, don't even bother with it. It's very weak, and I'm never planning to even bother testing the wireless on all those devices, because it's just not enough. For some reason, even the wired is kind of slow. I mean, you can see, I've seen better scores, but 23, it's kind of down of what's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be a gigabit LAN, and the X2 gave me a lot faster speeds than that. Let me see the results. Was there more here? Okay, so I don't know why it's showing wireless, because it's definitely not wireless. The wireless is turned off and it's all wired. But yeah, let me run it one more time. Maybe this time it's going to be better. But you know, these kind of things happen. Like I said, you know, newer hardware, I think a lot of those issues will be addressed, and you can see a lot better now into the 50s and 60s. Definitely lower than the expected. And I was expecting it to max out, especially being a gigabit LAN. You know, my speed here is 100, 130. So, you know, probably is significant enough for some network play. I tried a few of my files and it plays fine over the network. But again, you know, like I said before, many times, it's a work in progress. What else in the settings I can say? Screen resolution automatically switches to the maximum possible. I don't see settings for 4K, but if I had a 4K TV, I think it's going to be showing here right away. What else we can show in the settings? Oh, not here, sorry, I didn't mean to go there. Yeah, so it's the normal launcher and controls that we have. But PCM, HDMI or SPDIF, no matter what you select, it doesn't gonna make any difference. It's still gonna be the same. So if you're looking for, you know, great sound and one-to-one sound samples and stuff like that, you know, Dolby Digital 7+1 or True HD or Atmos or any of those, you're not going to find it here, at least for now, until the next generation, the H comes, I think. But you know, overall, it's not a bad device. You know, I have to say, it's not a bad device. And the price that the GearBest have them for around between $40–45 dollars, I think it's pretty good, and it's for somebody that really wants to invest in the future and it doesn't mind installing different ROMs and waiting for updates and all that. You know, I have other devices around, so for me it's not a big problem. And I think maybe in the future we'll see some improvements on this platform. But so far, this processor, it's pretty capable. I think the Antutu Score, let me see if I can show it real quick. The Antutu Score was around 30,000, which is pretty respectable. I get around that 33 on some of the Intel chips that I have, some of those Bay Trails on other devices, other tablets. Let me see if it's going to run on this one, because Antutu just updated their version to another one, which I'm really not a huge fan of. That makes you install additional files and download a huge package of, you know, 75–80 megabytes. So I think it's completely ridiculous. They should have kept it minimum and nice and tidy like in this later previous version. But it is what it is. Like I said, the processor runs from 100 megahertz all the way to 2000, which is 2 gigs, 2 gigahertz. And let me see if I can run that test, or it's gonna make me get the new one. Yeah, it's running. So let me pause it real quick. After the test, we'll show this. Alright, so we're back on Antutu after the test has run. So 29,439. There's the score, 49,439. Not bad. I think it's pretty respectable for what the hardware is, and still not been very optimized with the latest and greatest. But yeah, for me, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. I think can be a lot better after a few more ROM updates, but we shall see how the future is going to be. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, great little device. If you like it, you know, go over to GearBest.com and get yourself one. But if you're not very patient and you want something that's going to work right off the bat with no problem, just get yourself the X2. It's even cheaper, around $30, $33. That's my recommendation. Again, both are sold at GearBest.com. And that's it. You guys have a wonderful day.